The Riddler sure got a real kick out of himself on the original Batman series way back in the 60s. You know who else entertains themselves a lot on camera?
It is what it is, man, when you work.
Matt Wiggins, down in Kemah. He's a Galveston County government official who thinks even Texas ethics laws are funny.
I don't read the statutes.
So let's begin this investigative report with a riddle for the WCID 12 president.
Oh, what is it that no man wants to have, yet no man wants to lose? A lawsuit. Correct, boy wonder.
Matt Wiggins knows what it's like to lose a lawsuit. In fact, the Mississippi Supreme Court has just ruled Wiggins will lose ownership of this historic building he owns in Old Town Clinton, Mississippi, because Matt Wiggins was letting it fall deeper into disrepair.
These buildings would be ground zero of the basis of the city's history.
The buildings in Old Town Clinton are the heart of this place.
That's the type of heritage that we have. That's our past. And from that, is good or bad or ugly, it's why we're here, where we are.
A plaque next to the corner building that Wiggins owns tells one of the stories that's made this place historic. Former slave Charles Caldwell had gone on to become a Republican member of the Mississippi State Senate.
She tried to reconcile between the whites and the blacks after the Civil War.
Caldwell's first attempt to make peace triggered the famed Clinton riots. Later, he was invited for a drink in the basement bar of this building, and that's where he was shot, assassinated.
And as he lay there dying, he was surrounded, and just before they shot him to pieces, he said, "Tell your grandchildren you saw how a man dies," and they shot him up.
In this small town east of Jackson, Matt Wiggins has also earned quite the reputation.
Matt Wiggins has owned the properties at 110 and 112 West Leak Street in Clinton since 2016.
He's been on TV here too, but not in a good way. The Jackson Jambalaya blog details Wiggins pled guilty to, count them, 1,400 building code violations in this one little town.
At one point, Matt owed you a lot of money in fines.
Oh yeah, tons. It was well over $400,000.
Wiggins was required by a judge to repair them. But now, all those buildings, they sit empty.
He's refusing to rent them because he hates me. And so he's not going to rent them as long as I'm in office. Whatever.
See the smoldering ruins of this antebellum home far north of Clinton? It was called the Mount Holly Plantation House. It also fell into ruins after Matt Wiggins bought it. Vandals were living inside when it caught fire. So now Matt Wiggins has actually found a way to let property he owns decay in 2 different states. Wiggins bought this famous Texas mansion years ago. It was Dusty Hill's old house. He was the guy from ZZ Top.
You know what I'm talking about.
No, not in LaGrange, in San Leon, right along Galveston Bay, home of some of the biggest oyster houses on the coast, and virtually right next door to Kemah.
All right, it's 7 o'clock, Galveston County Water Control Improvement District number 12.
Where Matt Wiggins is president of the WCID 12, the government panel that sets water rates and fire fees. And like Kemah, San Leon has a volunteer fire department. Folks pay $8 a month to help fund the $250,000 a year budget. It's only fair in case something catches fire. But if Matt Wiggins' $2.4 million sprawling mansion catches fire, like Mount Holly did in Mississippi, the cost of the water and the fire trucks will be paid by all of his neighbors, but not him. That's because Matt Wiggins hasn't paid the fire fee for that house since March of 2017. You don't pay the fire fee if you're not paying for water, and Wiggins isn't. The San Leon Mud told us his water service was disconnected for non-payment of his bill 3 years ago. Wiggins' back bills are now over $8,000. We checked. No one in the entire town owes a higher bill to the San Leon Mud. What a great example to set for the voters in WCID 12 and the folks in San Leon. Everyone's been complaining about high water bills down there. But why should Mr. Wiggins care? Because he didn't pay them.
It couldn't be more beautiful.
We went to visit the mansion the other day in San Leon after we saw this drone video suggesting the place was now haunted. One thing's for sure, it's falling apart. The fence is badly damaged, down in some places. And there's garbage along the side of this once beautiful mansion. Do you sense a pattern here from the Mississippi Delta to the San Leon coast? At least we didn't find any bad inspection reports for the properties Wiggins owns in Kemah. But of course, he's such a big shot there, thinks he's so powerful. And it's something that intrigues the mayor of Clinton, Mississippi.
That's kind of the way he, tries to skirt around things. Apparently he's been pretty successful at it.
We did find this one inspection report for his bed and breakfast we thought you should see. It passed inspection, but look what the building inspector wrote. Sort of.
Oh, I've waited for this. It makes my whole life worthwhile.
It is what it is, man.
So many ethics questions for a guy who seems to think all of this scrutiny is some sort of game.
What are you disclosing, Wayne?
Good point.
He's not disclosing anything.
I'm not disclosing anything.
I watched your video on the water deal, and he was kind of, jumping around and, like you were trying to touch him or something, and he was doing all that dancing around and stuff. It was kind of crazy.
But of course, it was the mayor of Kemah, Terry Gale, who asked Wiggins to get on the water board in the first place. She has refused to ask him to step down. In recent days, we filed 2 criminal complaints against Wiggins for his conduct on the water board.
After you've chewed over this one for a while, look for 2 more. Adios, amigos.